I'm a regular, so I'm really hoping and praying that goes because it deserves to. But I really can't pick a favorite. I love everything I do, and that is really the honest truth.
It sounds like you had a lot of fun, too, and I was going to ask you what's the most challenging. It doesn't sound like it. And what do you consider most memorable moment in show business? Or it can be movies or TV or whatever.
Something that was just amazing was actually getting when I did Law and Order SVU, because they don't use LA actors, and I was in a play and basically got discovered by the executive producer to be on the show, which I got to shoot in New York. And that was one of the greatest moments of my life when one of the other producers of the show came up to me at a party. He was also the editor of the show and said, you were one of the best people we've ever had on the show. I loved your episode. And that just made my heart soar. And then, of course, booking a Clint Eastwood movie was pretty amazing. Booking my very first role, Hot, was amazing. And finding out that I got the Pinups was amazing. And I just everything, really. I love everything that I do.
That's amazing as well, too. And what's the one thing that you've been wanting to do that you haven't done that you would like to do? So you've covered just about everything. What's the one thing you would like to do right now you haven't tried?
I would love to book a role where I actually get to sing and act, and not meaning not a musical per se, but just where something happens. Like, Magnolia, that fabulous movie Magnolia, where Juliette, Julianne Moore starts breaking out into singing when she's in her car. It's like, it was just so innovative and cool the way that was done. I'd love to do something like that. And I would love to have more music in something and collaborate with my best friend, Cindy Valentine, who does scores for films and TV. And that would be pretty amazing to have a song with her. But I just go with the flow, and I just stay on this wonderful ride. And like you said, when you love something, it's not work. I mean, this is my life, and I get to travel. I just got back from the Cannes Film Festival with my film, Do You See Me? It was directed by Corbin Timbrook, and working for these really cool guys at Global Genesis Group. Hopefully I'm doing a bunch more for them. And before that, I got back from Poland and Slovakia and the Czech Republic on something, got to go to Chicago. I mean, it's a great life, and I'm just always eager to see what comes next.
That is amazing. And what is your favorite place of all that you've visited or worked? I mean, what is your favorite place of all?
Well, Poland will always have an insane special place in my heart. And I love, love, love working in Hawaii and Florida, because I love swimming in those ocean waters that are hot like that so much. And I also was blessed enough to do an internet show called Bonjour America in Paris, France, which was amazing. To be shooting in Paris was just like a dream come true. And I love shooting in Texas. And I literally love just being on location anywhere. There's nothing like that feeling, that bond, and how centered you are. And I actually got to shoot a film in Mexico a couple years ago. That was incredible. It's called 8 Days Carlo. That's streaming on everything too. And that was so much fun because I really like, there in Poland, you hear not just English, but you hear other languages all the time. So you're very focused, and it's just a wonderful environment to work in.
It sounds wonderful as well, too. And I was going to ask you about your dad working for the California Angels, if you got to go to the baseball games, and just want to get your thought on the Angels as well.
All the time. And, hey, we got Mike Trout.
Yes, $430 million.
Exactly. What more can I say, though? And I just heard the poor baby has a groin injury, though. That's not good, but hopefully it'll heal fast. But I'm a huge Dodger fan. As much as I love the Angels, I am a huge Dodger fan, too. And maybe third time's the charm. Maybe we'll win this year. Who knows?
That's if Clayton Kershaw doesn't screw up in Game 7. I know,
and he's so incredible, but It's like he's got a cloud over his head. Hopefully it'll lift this year.
It almost seems like it put him in Game 7. He turns into like a winless pitcher. I mean, if I were the manager, I would just put him as a just in middle relief. It's like,
exactly,
maybe one pitch, throw like an intentional walk and
put it out this year. Hopefully they'll figure it out.
And I'm pretty sure too. And you're talking about the Angels. How do you think they're going to do this year, though?
The Angels, well, they're starting to do better. They've won, 3 in a row now?
Mm-hmm.
I think so, yeah. So, it's all about momentum, and it's such a crazy long season in so many games, so who knows? Just as long as one of them gets to the World Series, I'll be happy.
Correct, yeah. And, of course, the ultimate, $100 million man, Albert Pujols, he's starting to pick up the slack a little bit, but then he's talking about retiring in a few years. So it looks like you got two people in there making over $100 million. I guess I asked somebody else. Somebody else. The question is, how you gonna pay your pitchers? That's the question. So
it's crazy. I don't know.
So
I'm glad it's not my job.
Oh yes. I mean, I've been involved with baseball myself, and we also have a gentleman named Zigzag Man who does baseball as well too. I'm sure you guys would talk baseball and everything else. Being a Cub fan myself, and I have to say this: 2016, taking my family to watch a game in Bismarck at a Buffalo Wild Wings, and there was like a handful of Cub fans, but then you had a group of passers from Cleveland on the other side attending a conference. Here they were rooting for the Indians, and then when they saw the final out where the Indians lost and my Cubs won, first time in 108 years, and I was crying. There were some pastors came up to me and just said, "Congratulations on your Cubs. God bless you." And I said, "Thank you. God bless you too. And we're praying for your Cleveland Indians to win it next year so you guys can quit crying."
I love it.
I have to say that's probably the best story of all. Everybody's talking about, Cub heartbreak, Yankee heartbreak, Dodger heartbreak, and how certain teams won. But I have to say this is probably my favorite one, where you think there's a lot of Cub fans, but you have a bunch of Cleveland fans who are just simply blessed just to watch.
Of course. I know.
Yes, that is very fantastic. And Lisa, just wanted to say it's been very fantastic, and thank you very much for your time. And before we finish,
you are so welcome.
And before we finish up here, I just had a few more here. Who do you consider biggest influence? Okay, I think we got that. What do you consider your best advice, or who'd you give to right now?
The industry is so tough now, and yet so seemingly easy now because there's so much content, that I would give this advice. If you don't want to act, and if you don't need to act as much as you need to breathe, don't do it. Because you have to love every minute of the journey. It can't just be about a goal to, a big star or win awards or whatever. You have to really love the craft, the world of film, stage, whatever medium you pick, but you have to really want it more than life itself. Otherwise, I'd suggest doing something else.
Exactly, you're right. Like baseball. Kidding, folks. And who do you consider your biggest influence in career? I'm not sure if I asked that question, but if I did, you can just mention again.
Biggest influence, probably I idolized Vivian Lee and Marlon Brando, and just ate up anything I could read about any of them, about both of them. And just, I think I learned so much about acting and the actor's life from those two. Mm-hmm. And then I had incredible mentors in the beginning of my career. David Proval, who played Richie on The Sopranos, was my coach and mentor for years. And I had a fabulous cold reading teacher, Sal Landy, a big actor that I've actually been lucky enough to be directed by him in a lot of theater. I've starred with him in a couple of movies and plays, and still check into his cold reading class every once in a while. And also Robert Carnegie and Glenn Vincent at Playhouse West. So I've been very blessed, and plus my parents were just incredible artistic souls, and they of course influenced me as well.
Wow, that is amazing. Very rich background. I really appreciate that. And once again, what's your upcoming projects, and how can people contact you, and what's your website?
Upcoming projects, I've got Holy Terror that is running on everything from Amazon Prime to all the streaming stuff, and also Samurai Cop 2. They're both on there. And Invaded, watch out for that. And that's the sci-fi series that I'm in. And Dearly Departed should be in theaters soon. And The Wrong Teacher is still running like crazy on Lifetime. And you can see everything I'm up to on my Facebook page, which is Lisa London Fan, F-A-N, Lisa London Fan, and also the Pinups Live has info about the Pinups. And then my Instagram handle is Lisa London, L-A.
That is fantastic. We know where to catch you. And Lisa, just want to say it's been great, and thank you very much for your time. You've been fantastic. And I look forward to having you again soon. Maybe talk a little baseball, and look forward to chatting with you more. And do me a favor. Please keep us up to date.
I will. Thank you so much, Mike. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. Also, become a sponsor of the program and or donate today at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again tomorrow for another episode of The Mike Wagner Show.